All right, let's dive right in. We're about to explore some of the absolute strangest, most bone-chilling sounds ever recorded right here on Earth. So listen closely, because what you're about to hear, it just might change how you think about the world around you.
Okay, I want you to picture this. Just imagine for a second. You're at home, it's super late, everything's dead quiet. And then a sound begins.
A deep, groaning sound, and it's coming from the sky. It seems to be coming from everywhere, all at once. And it's a sound you've never, ever heard before.
You know, your first instinct is to try and figure it out, right? Is it thunder? An airplane? But no, it's not the familiar rumble of a storm, and it definitely isn't the whine of a jet.
It's something else. It feels ancient, almost otherworldly. And the creepiest part? You're not the only one hearing it. This is exactly the kind of sonic mystery we're getting into today. So, let's kick off our investigation thousands of feet below the surface of the ocean. We're starting with a sound that totally baffled scientists and sparked some wild theories about what could possibly be lurking down there in the dark.
The year is 1997. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, they're listening in on the Pacific with these super sensitive underwater mics. And all of a sudden, they pick up something massive. Now, to give you an idea of what we're talking about, think about the blue whale. It's the loudest animal on the entire planet. Well, this sound, it was even louder than that. Way louder. They nicknamed it the bloop. It was this ultra-low frequency roar, so incredibly powerful it was detected by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. I mean, can you imagine? For a while, everyone's mind went straight to sea monsters, some kind of huge, undiscovered creature. But the truth, or at least what scientists think now, is just as epic. A massive icequake. Basically, the sound of a gigantic iceberg cracking and breaking apart. But the bloop wasn't some isolated incident. Nope. Just 2 years later, NOAA's hydrophones picked up another strange sound. This one even got a name, Julia. And just like the bloop, Julia was this loud, long, super mysterious sound they recorded down near Antarctica. It went on for about 15 seconds. And again, the most likely culprit, a huge iceberg grinding to a halt on the seabed. But seriously, just stop and think about that. Imagine you're the researcher sitting in a lab, you've got your headphones on, and that sound just floods your ears. You can't see anything, there's no context, all you have is this question mark, a pure sound wave that represents an unbelievable amount of energy coming from somewhere.
Okay, let's come up for air. We're leaving the deep ocean behind and looking at a phenomenon that happens much, much closer to home. In fact, for some people, it's happening right outside their window. It's called the hum. And in certain places all over the world, like Bristol in England or Taos, New Mexico, people report hearing this constant, driving you crazy, low-frequency drone. They say it sounds kind of like a big diesel engine idling, just forever. It never stops. And what makes the hum so unbelievably frustrating is that nobody can agree on where it's coming from. Is it something external? An industrial plant? Weird traffic patterns, something geological? People have looked into all of it, and the investigations usually come up empty. Or, and this is the really unsettling part, is it internal? Is it something your own brain is creating? For the people who actually hear it, that line between reality and perception gets really, really blurry. All right, so we've gone from a hum that only some people can hear to a sound that thousands have heard and millions have seen online. People call them sky trumpets. Yeah, thanks to the internet, these have gone totally viral. You can find videos from all over the world of these loud, groaning, almost metallic sounds just echoing from the sky. Now, science has some pretty plausible explanations, things like tectonic plates shifting or weird atmospheric conditions carrying distant noises. But that mechanical, almost horn-like quality, that's what's fueled all the wild theories, from secret government experiments to, well, signs of the apocalypse. So, we've talked about these bizarre sounds, but why do they get under our skin so much? Why does some strange, unexplained noise trigger this deep, primal fear? Well, the answer is all about how our brains are wired. Think about it like this. When you see something weird, your brain's logic centers usually kick in to try and analyze it, right? But sound is different. A strange sound can totally bypass that logic and go straight for our emotional core. It's like a shortcut right to our fight-or-flight instinct.
And this is especially true with the kind of low-frequency sounds we've been talking about. That deep rumble is practically coded into our DNA as a warning. I mean, for our ancient ancestors, it could have been the growl of a predator, the shaking of an earthquake, or a big storm rolling in. Our brains evolved to take those sounds very, very seriously.
You know, it's really easy to just focus on the fear that these sounds create, but I think there's another way to look at all this. There's a real beauty in the fact that our planet can still totally surprise us.
I mean, in this day and age with satellites and AI, we kind of feel like we've got everything mapped out and understood. But these sounds, they're a huge reminder that we absolutely don't. The deepest parts of our oceans are still less explored than the surface of the moon. The sky above us is this incredibly complex system we're still just beginning to figure out. Mystery is alive and well, my friends.
And maybe that's the real point here. These sounds, whether they're from giant icebergs cracking or just weird quirks in the atmosphere, they're the sounds of our planet breathing, shifting, and just being in ways that are so much bigger than us. They remind us that we're just a tiny part of this vast, dynamic, and wonderfully mysterious world.
So, if this little journey into Earth's mysteries sent a shiver or two down your spine, do us a favor and hit that like button. And hey, we really want to hear from you. What is the absolute strangest, spookiest sound you've ever heard? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the unexplained, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And definitely turn on those notifications, because really, you just never know what you might hear next.